Last month, I talked about avocado. This month, you might expect me to talk about shrimp or avocado and shrimp cocktail. I could do that, of course, but actually, I want to talk about the whole meal. So last night, I had dinner with friends in Singapore. We had avocado and shrimp cocktail as starters, lamb for the main course, and cherries for dessert. Now, how could I do this with the lockdown in Switzerland? Digitally, of course. It's called a virtual dinner. And we ate the same avocado from Peru, shrimp from Ecuador, grass-fed lamb from New Zealand, and cherries from Chile. Really? I wish. Now, if I want to have that scrumptious meal with my friends across the ocean, what is it going to take? Let me repeat the three main challenges, as these are not going away anytime soon. Volumes, changing the game, and it's not just about containers. So in the next 15 minutes or so, let me take you on a journey on how we can continue to feed the world together in a smarter and fairer manner. The Asia-Pacific region is now increasingly into high-quality food, and China is the biggest importer of reefer containers. For example, the volume of shrimp imported by China has tripled and is forecasted to grow 17% year on year. So as an industry, we have two options. Each of us can go about it on our own, or we do it together. If we do it on our own, we will all invest substantial amounts of money and people, and in the end, our customers will not reap the benefits from interoperability. If we do it together, we can share some of the costs and the research and ensure we give our customers a solution on time. From my experience, technology can be a differentiator on the short term, which is why in the consumer electronics industry, it's all about innovation and being quick to market. In shipping, we view technology as a long-term enabler. Why? Well, if you look at the size of the challenge and the investment that it will take, it's only the long term in which we see the returns over and over again. For us, it's not about differentiating, it's about maintaining our relevance. And if we don't do this, somebody else will. At MSC, we're more than just vessel captains and maintenance crews. We see ourselves as a service provider to the end customer, which is why the customer experience is so important to us. And the same goes for ports. We know of examples where some ports have chosen to include and invite others to join them in creating something where everyone wins. We must never forget that digitalization is only one part of transforming our industry. The challenge is enormous, and there is a way forward, and here's the first call I want to make. We move the world, so let's be smart about it together. I recently posted on LinkedIn, what digital transformation mistakes should we avoid? Within 1 hour, I got over 20 comments, and one of the comments from a large carrier said, if we want to truly care for our customers, we should look beyond our own little turf. Absolutely. And we acknowledge that it may be difficult for some to invest in digitalization. However, only mass adoption will make it accessible to everyone. What we're doing at MSC is not different from what our industry peers are doing. However, our goal is to share and be interoperable together. And it's not about replacing people with digital technology or competing with other carriers. It's about meeting the future demand as we become 10 billion by 2050. Back in 1980, we were 4 billion humans, and we shipped 3 billion tons of goods. 40 years later, today, we've doubled our population to 8 billion and multiplied by 4 times the cargo to 11 billion tons. By 2030, we're going to have to find a way to ship another 5 billion tons. But we don't have 40 years to get there, and the revolution of bigger ships and the container has already happened. We recognize this need of meeting the growing volumes of the industry. And when we spoke to our customers from different sectors, they all confirmed that they want to be in control of what is being monitored and how exceptions are being dealt with. Needless to say, they want reactivity, traceability, and the inclusion of an encrypted private communications channel. And to this end, we've launched a series of pilot projects which are in progress as we speak. So of course, we're not going to change the world in one go. We're going to do it step by step, route by route, product by product, together. Now, with the permission of the non-techies in the audience, allow me 2 minutes to satisfy those who are digitally inclined. We've been offering smart dry containers for some time with measurable success, and we're now targeting mass adoption. We're doing the same with reefers, although it's a more complex challenge because we need bidirectional communication, connectivity to additional sensors, and the ability to communicate on land as well as at sea. To run select pilots and learn what gives our customers the best value and experience for the money, we've already made over 17,000 of our reefers smart. We've also equipped 70 vessels with onboard communication networks. So the MSC objective is to prove that a modular, scalable, and open IoT architecture is the one to go for. And this will allow interoperability between MSC and other ocean carriers, reefer container operators, in a very flexible way. For instance, by enabling the onboard roaming, containers on board any equipped vessel can therefore report back to their respective backends. This allows seamless remote monitoring when at sea, as well as the local monitoring by the vessel crew. Now, unlike what most people think, the first to benefit from the solution will be the crew members. They will no longer have to be exposed to the elements to verify the readings of a container or to make adjustments. After that, the smart customer will benefit from improved monitoring and increased reactivity. From a technology point of view, the future standards will also allow customers to customize the final configuration. And only once we get the economies of scale will a shipping company such as MSC benefit. Even more reason for us to do this together with speed. The industry needs more business cases and pilots, and although we have a limited number of resources, if you have a vital endeavor, please do talk to us. What I'm saying is critical to our success is you. We fundamentally believe that a collaborative effort towards establishing new standards has to become the norm. This is what we see as a game changer to lead a more digitally advanced industry as a whole. And that's the step we need to take together to challenge traditional business models and drive the entire supply chain towards a new era of connectivity, transparency, and efficiency. Let me give you an example. If you're shipping a smart container from South America to Asia, for example, you may be using different carriers. Now, only if these carriers have implemented a compatible communication solution on board can the customer have an uninterrupted service and not go blind at any point. Personally, I believe in a win-win-win solution by sharing a unified digital ecosystem, one that is defined by all of us working together. A concrete example is the creation in 2019 of the Digital Container Shipping Association, DCSA, a neutral, non-profit association driving standardization, digitalization, and interoperability in container shipping. Initially conceived as a carrier-driven initiative, today we want everybody to have a say. Why? Because standards require that everybody is on board. Now, besides the founding members, Maersk, CMA, Hapag-Lloyd, ONE, and of course MSC, we now have Evergreen, Yangbing, HMM, and Zim on board, and we hope other carriers will join soon. Since its inception, we've been really busy, and we've already developed 6 important standards. 1, the Industry Blueprint 2.0, which is the basis for processes, milestones, and messages for the container journey. 2, track and trace open APIs to achieve alignment and multi-carrier tracking. 3, IoT connectivity, which allows interoperability between smart containers at the radio interface level. 4, operational vessel schedules to enable automatic sharing of vessel schedule data between carriers and operational service providers. 5, load list and bay plans to enable communication of container load volumes and stowage details between VSA partners, terminals, and ports. And ultimately, this allows for optimization of stowage, load, and discharge processes. 6, literally 3 weeks ago, just-in-time port calls to improve communication between ports and vessels and improve sustainability. And soon, number 7, e-bill of lading. So watch this space. So my second call for this audience is visit dcsa.org, give us your feedback, and ultimately adopt these standards. Which leads me to my last message of today. It does not stop at containers. And to ensure that as much shelf life is passed on as possible, each link in the cold chain depends on the best practices all along the supply chain. To embrace the full potential of IoT, we need to look at the entire journey from the end client perspective. If we want this to work, it's more than just what's happening inside the container. We need to know what goes on in the truck, in the port, in the customs house, on the train, in the warehouse, and ideally, even in the shopping bag. And this is why we need to get you and all of you on board. We're in this game together. Now is the time to agree on the rules. So back to my meal. The challenge to make this happen is all about just in time. No matter where you are in the world, no matter which port you use, which shipping or trucking company, you can count on delivery happening exactly when you expect it. I want my avocado just ripe, my shrimp just on time, and my meal as green as possible. So to sum up, I'm asking you 3 things. We move the world, so let's be smart about it together. Visit dcsa.org and help us with the mass adoption of standards. And 3, as an industry, we need more business cases and pilots, and we'd really love to hear from you. Thank you very much.